Hello and welcome. I'm Darren. I'm tired. I was up all night trying to buy a 9070 XT. So, I don't even want one. It's literally just a test. Which probably is a dumb thing of me because it's not like I'm making any money or anything. But anyway, so I've watched some content, I've read whilst I was bored waiting in queues yesterday for a very long time. I read lots of comments and posts. And obviously, the whole RDNA4 launch was very different for very different reasons. For different people for very different reasons. So there's a lot of defense of AMD saying it was no paper launch. I don't believe it was a paper launch. I think that's pretty obvious. But at the same time, there are some people that are living in a different realm of reality. People that obviously didn't even have to actually physically buy their card or pay over the MSRP. That are obviously attacking people for being pissed that they couldn't get one. And vice versa. So obviously the people that did buy one at a good price are in total disagreement with the people that couldn't buy one, which is generally always the way it goes. People obviously get sour because they couldn't get what they wanted. I'm not particularly sour because I wasn't overly fussed. I wanted to try one out for FSR4, and I'm kind of thinking, should I really spend this much money just to try out FSR4 when I know other people have them, and I know the people that I can trust in what they say, and I know the people that I probably can't. So, yes, let's go through how it went for me. Now, obviously, I have more problems than most other people because technically I'm in the UK. I live on a UK island. I live in Guernsey, which is basically a British Isles island. However, thank you to Overclockers UK, which I will not do business with again. They are complete scum from what I'm concerned because they decide when and if and how they like to sell you products. So once the prices have gone up and the products are no longer desirable and going out of stock, then they will decide that they will sell me one. Whilst the products are at a good price and are available, they won't sell me one. They refuse to sell me one. They actually blocked me from the website. I assume it kept coming up saying that my IP address was blocked, so I could not physically go on Overclockers yesterday. I was completely blocked from the website. I already knew this was going to happen. They already told me in an email that they would not sell me a GPU, and I knew that this was going to be a problem because leading up to that, I'd seen that there were some NVIDIA GPUs in stock. I don't know if it's still in my basket. So there were... Is this actually still in stock? Let's have a look. Go back. So, yes, this is still in stock. So I could obviously, if I was living UK mainland, I could buy the Zotac for probably not too bad a price. I already knew that they wouldn't sell it to me. So as you can see, it's in stock. If I go to my basket, there is a available to UK and Ireland only due to high demand. So they're blocking me from being able to buy it. Now, I buy products from Overclockers UK all the time. I bought most of my sim racing gear from them. I was building PCs for a couple of years, so I spent probably over 10 grand with them. I've bought monitors from them. I've bought probably 5 PC builds worth of gear from them, a lot of water cooling stuff. I've probably spent more like 20 grand with them. And that's how you get treated by a company when they decide that they'll sell you something when it suits them rather than they'll just sell you something. So there we go. as I said, I couldn't get onto their website. What it's like now, I don't know. But what I have seen is a mixed bag of what people have said. So some people were able to buy from there, no problem. I'm not sure if these were the prices they were actually selling for. This is excluding VAT. So obviously, if you were a... Let me just log out. That'll probably go back to VAT costs. Goddamn. And have a look. So AMD graphics cards, 9070 XT. I don't know if these are even the prices that they were selling for. Their prices change like on a every 10-minute basis, or they seem to. Every time I go in, they've got a different price. So I don't know if these were the prices they were selling to. If they were in stock, I wouldn't be able to buy them anyway, so it probably doesn't matter that much. I've seen that they have 9070s in stock, obviously less desirable because effectively those are the RRP of the, the XT models. So people aren't probably wanting to pay what little it is. You're overpaying for those anyway, and then you're overpaying for the others. You're probably going to try and find one of the XTs. So that was a non-starter for me. I couldn't get into their website. From what I'm concerned, they can block me from their website. I know I can buy anything that I buy from them at other places, so I've got no need to do business with Overclockers again. Now, Scan, which was what I thought at the time was my last hope. I don't even know what happened on Scan because I had an issue which is gone now, funny enough. And I don't know if this was Scan doing the same thing. I don't know why they would. I've basically Scan deal with the NVIDIA UK. So if you buy a founder's card, you have to buy it through NVIDIA, through the NVIDIA website. So obviously there is a NVIDIA UK website. You go in, you buy your card, and when you buy your card through their website, it tells you that it's... in fact, I think you have to finish the scan. It gets the purchase gets redirected through the Scan payment website. And then your founder's GPU is sent by Scan from, obviously, this place. So I've bought NVIDIA founders cards in the past. I've bought stuff through Scan. It's not a place that I normally buy. But again, I've probably spent, I don't know, a couple of £1,000 in the last couple of years through Scan's website. I don't know what happened yesterday. They were in stock. Some stuff did come up, some stuff didn't. I don't believe I saw any of the XFX cards come up. I did see the Sapphire come up. I was clicking on it. So, this is weird. I don't know what's going on here. There's normally information down the side. So if you go to, for instance, the NVIDIA GPUs, let's go to the 50 series. Oh no, they've got no information down the side. That's weird. See, normally you get this. Normally you'd get the price and the pre-order down alongside the GPUs. Doesn't look like they've got anything. Oh no, there's a 5070. So this is what you'd normally see down the side: a price and then a pre-order. There's nothing on any of the AMD GPUs. There was yesterday. So let's go back. GPU AMD Gaming 9000 series. So as you can see now, there's again the 70 versions, the non-XT versions are for sale. I can buy one of these now. I can actually put it into my basket and it will go into my basket. Yesterday, I could not do that. So there was stuff that was showing like this, add to basket. I was clicking on it and nothing was happening. And what I noticed was I had no basket. So up here, there was no basket. There was my account, there was no checkout, there was no basket. This was just blank. So I was trying to put stuff into my basket and the website physically would not let me put it in my basket. I haven't seen what happened with them on Twitter. I don't know if Scan have got, or sorry, X, whatever you like to call it. I don't know if X have. We can have a look in a sec. So that was a non-starter. So effectively, Overclockers and Scan, which are probably Overclockers, Scan, and Amazon, are my basic choices for purchase from the UK because they ship to Guernsey. Obviously, Overclockers decided they ship when they feel like it. Scan ship to Guernsey. I don't think there's any reason they block me. They've not blocked me on the NVIDIA's founders, but at the same time, you buy it through the NVIDIA website. So I don't know. They're not. Well, no, saying that, these places aren't blocking me like Overclockers because I can. Oh shit! Hold on. Okay, so it's limiting me to one. I already have one of those in my basket, I assume, at this point. I'm going to assume it's going to let me check out. I'm not going to put my details in for people to see, but I don't think there's any reason why it won't let me check out. So I don't believe they were blocking me. I don't know if it's just too much heavy traffic on their website to handle it. But anyway, I couldn't buy from there. I couldn't buy from Overclockers. And the only place was Amazon. Amazon, Jesus Christ, what a shit show. So this is what we have on Amazon. And this is probably, I don't know, because I don't know what's going to happen now with these GPUs. They sold so quick, they sold out. There is a lot of talk. There are a lot of articles saying that the MSRP was only ever going to be for the first allowance of stock. I don't know if AMD have come out and tried to debunk those claims or not. I read quite a lengthy article yesterday on people saying they were expecting this to happen, and I can understand their reason why they expected this to happen. And the reason was that these AMD's 9000 series or RDNA 4, whatever you want to call it, was obviously planned. These GPUs were actually in production and they were on shelves built by the partners, and they were expecting to sell these GPUs a lot more until the 50 series release, at which point obviously AMD put their expo on hold, and they then had to go back to the partners that had already manufactured the cards and tell them that they would have to sell them a lot cheaper. That probably didn't go down too well. I've heard AMD were kind of, I don't know how you'd phrase it, but almost like refunding or subsidizing then one of the brands or a couple of the brands to bring their cards down. So they were obviously having to give them money back to bring some down, and that was only supposed to be something that was going to last for the first amount of stock. So now I'm kind of torn because my only bet, and it wasn't a GPU that I wanted to buy, I've not had a great time with Gigabyte. Some people will call it Gigashite. In the past, so I did actually have something like, I believe it was in my one of my first AMD builds. I had a X570 Aorus Master, quite an expensive Gigabyte motherboard, and it was a complete nightmare. Luckily it was dual BIOS because I completely lost one of the BIOSes on it. It just decided to die one day and the PC would refuse to start. Luckily I was able to flick a switch over and then load up on the other BIOS. But it was, yeah, it was a motherboard that had a mind of its own, and I kind of, after reading a lot of people having similar problems, I wanted to stay away. But this is my best option right now, which, as you can see, is getting into the territory that I can buy. If I could buy, I could buy a 5070 cheaper. Go figure. Wherever it was. So yeah, I can get odds. No, well, yeah, VAT. So I can get that down to 700. Admittedly, I could probably get. I'm gonna have to check that. I'm gonna have to put in my basket and go through. I'm not gonna do that with my details. I don't know how much this will end up. This will come down to 600 and something by the time it's shipped to me. So it's gonna be probably about £100 cheaper. Is it worth it? I don't know. It's not a model that I wanted to buy for what I've just gone through, and effectively we can see what else is going on. So this is all stuff that's sold by, well, no, this one isn't sold by Amazon, I don't believe. This is sold by Memory C. So they're obviously already flipping XT GPU. So that's a Sapphire Nitro going for 1,000. Remember, this is UK pounds. What that converts to dollars, I don't know. Probably $1,100. This has been sold by Amazon, which is interesting. So Amazon are already selling the Asus Prime at almost double the MSRP. And I assume people have been buying them by the way that they're saying there's only 5 now left in stock, which is interesting again. So it's like, there's no way, not a chance. This is obviously a non-XT going for £811. And other than that, there's not a great deal of choice. A lot of stuff has been selling on Amazon for excruciating prices. What was there before? Yeah, okay. There's only one left of those. Those sold out yesterday. They've come back. So people are paying £950 for a Hellhound XT, which is that I've thought that those were supposed to be a lot closer to MSRP. There's a Tough going for £1,035. There's a non-XT Nitro going for £907. It's just, it's already done, and those are my only options. So the only real option I have right now is this, and the not knowing if I don't buy that, what will end up. I don't want to buy that GPU. It probably doesn't really matter if I'm only testing it. That's interesting though. Why has that got a memory clock speed of 20,000 and that's got one of 2,500? God knows what's going on there. I don't know. I don't know what to do. The other thing that I see, and this is the other problem that I have with AMD models, because they're always some sort of, and I can understand it because they're cheaper. And it falls down to the manufacturer. I can understand them. They know that they're going to be selling the AMD model cheaper than the equivalent NVIDIA model, but they're always cut down from the NVIDIA models. And you can see that here. So the 5070 Ti Master Aorus model is a recommended 750 watt, but it's a 4-slot thick GPU. Whereas the 9070 XT model is a recommended 850 watt PSU. So 100 watts more is recommended on the PSU because this will pour more power, but it's only a 3-slot. So this is a thinner, smaller GPU, or smaller cooler than the one that comes on the 5070 Ti that pulls less power. And you can kind of see, I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't know. This will sell, like I said, it's going to be a more expensive GPU, but it's a lesser power GPU. So is that a price thing? Like, this is the type of stuff that worries me. It's like, how well is the cooler going to handle this, this board when it's a cut down cooler compared to the NVIDIA GPU that pulls less power, and less power equals less heat. So that's probably my only worry there. Well, other than the fact that it's obviously a gigabyte one as well, but who knows, it might have gone out of stock by the time I look. Apparently it's still in stock now. That's my only option. It's not particularly an option that I wanted to buy. Like I said, 3-slot, I don't know. There are a lot of 3-slots of these models. Maybe it'll be all right. And then, yeah, we'll go to see how it went down. So this was how a lot of people felt. I believe in the UK, I've seen RJ. He said that it was easy to buy one, so obviously he could get on the overclockers, which is fine. But obviously there's people here saying, look, they couldn't get on there for 2 hours and 44 minutes. I can assure you they weren't going to be buying anything. Certainly not one of the XT variants after 2 hours and 44-minute wait from the time that they were put on there. Obviously there's a lot of people that were having this. I wasn't. I just couldn't get on their site. I was completely locked out. There are a lot of people that put products into their basket, and by the time they were actually able to buy them, because it took so long to check out, it was impossible to do so. And yeah, it's just over and over and over again. I believe that the replies to this aren't particularly great. To this guy saying, look, he had the product that he wanted in his basket at 2 p.m. on the dot, which is when they launched, and it took him an hour and 45 minutes to get to being able to pay for it, at which point it was no longer in his basket. Someone got one. This person probably thinks that it was a great launch and everyone else is lying and whatever else. I don't really know what else you can say. And I'm not saying that this doesn't happen with NVIDIA. This absolutely happens with NVIDIA. But it's just a case of people that did buy them still need to understand that there were people that tried to buy them that could physically not buy them, and understand that those people are going to be pissed. They're not making it up. They're showing you pictures of exactly what happened, that they couldn't buy them. Does that mean it's a painful launch? No. It does appear to be that if you lived next to a micro center, you were probably okay. If you didn't live next to a micro center in the US and you had to buy one physically online, maybe you weren't so okay. And then in the UK, no, I think it was just fastest, maybe the best broadband available. I don't know. I don't have the fastest broadband. I'm 500 down, 500 up. Whatever happened on scan didn't work for me. Whether people on 10 gigabyte download were able to do something more than me, I don't know. But effectively, like I said, I saw stuff that was in stock, and when I clicked on it, I wonder if Scan has one. Out of interest, because I'd like to see. I don't know if they are. Don't look like it. They probably do, but I don't know what I'd have to put in, and I'm not going back to the Scan website, so I don't know if they would have had the similar problem. I think Hardware Unboxed are involved in a lot of discussions. I think a lot of the, like Jay's 2 Cents and Hardware Unboxed, and I believe Steve from Gamers Nexus, he said that, and that was quite funny. I'm pretty sure Gamers Nexus put up something saying that they were, how did it go for other people? They were able to buy all the models they wanted. And then put up something about an hour later saying, no, hold that back. All of what they, apart from one, I think he said that they'd bought like 8 different models. And out of the 8, 7 had then been taken back out and they weren't getting them. As in, they'd bought and paid for them to then find out that they'd been refunded as they had no stock of whatever they'd bought. So, I don't know. It was a popular product, and that is what's going to happen. Is Gamers Nexus on it? I don't use X. Oh. Go back. Yeah, so... Yeah. So they started getting void orders, which is interesting. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. it's going to be quite interesting. And I'm almost stuck now, because do I have to buy this? Not knowing into the future, if I don't buy this, and then I might be paying, now I could be stuck having to pay £1,000 for one next week. I don't know. It sucks. This type of stuff sucks, and I don't even want it. That's the annoying thing. I just want to make some content on it. So I don't know. Let me know how it went for you. It sucked for me. I spent pretty much all of the day yesterday on the internet trying between different websites, getting pretty damn stressed out over something that I didn't even particularly want, wondering why the hell I'm doing it. Let me know how it went for you. I've seen some people commented on the video that I made the other day saying that they were able to get one. So I'm happy for you guys that managed to get one. Hopefully you didn't get completely robbed. I think it'll be a decent GPU from what I've seen. I think FSR4 will be massive for it, personally. I know some people don't care about stuff like that, but I think it'll be huge for it. It looks quite good to start with. I'd like to try it out, because going forward, it could be way better competition, and better competition is better for everyone. So, by the time we get to the next generation, the UDNA or whatever AMD are bringing, AMD could be a serious contender. I think they're still by what it shows, a little bit behind on ray tracing. Like I said, I'm already have a 4080 that I'm recording this on right now, so I don't think it's going to offer me any more than that. And I'm not far off. It's still a fair bit cheaper than what I paid for the 4080, but that was 2 years ago now. So I don't know. We'll wait and see. I might have to buy this one. But let me know how you guys go on. Hopefully you did a lot better than me. Obviously, you wouldn't have been blocked from Overclockers. I think that was probably the most stock that was available in the UK. But maybe you couldn't get through your basket. I certainly won't be buying anything from Overclockers again. I'm not being treated like that as a customer. So I can understand it. But at the same time, I hope that they understand the way that I feel about it. I'm not going to be held to being able to buy when it suits them. That's not how, from what I'm concerned, a relationship works. So I'm not going to be sold something when it suits someone else. You know what I mean? I think it's kind of ridiculous that at some point they will say, okay, you can now buy this. That doesn't sit with me. So I'm going to leave it there, and I will catch you in the next one.